All right, sorry for the delay, everyone. Today I'm just going to keep it brief anyway. So we're just going to look at a couple sets of word problems. So in this case, we're going to look at kind of the most basic one where I give you a rate. So in this case, $30 as a service fee and $26 per hour. So the key is to identify what is changing and what is not. So in this case, I think my bill is going to depend on how many hours he works plus his service fee. So if I create kind of a really short table here, 0 hours, 1 hour, 2 hours, and so on, the bill, even if they don't work, it's going to be $30 because of the service fee. Then after that, it's going to be $26 per hour. So when I'm thinking about this, when I'm saying B is the total bill, I'm going to say my total bill is going to be dependent on how many hours, and I know it's going to be $26 every hour plus the $30 service fee. So right here, just looking at the change, it changes by 26 and by 26 again. So that's just my rate showing up. So now I want you to be very intentional about using your equation to calculate. So in this case, I'm giving you hours. So that means my bill is going to be equal to 26 times 6 hours of work. So I'm replacing H, which in this case is going to be 156 plus 30. And so that bill is going to end up being $186. So the total hourly work was 156 plus the service fee. Cool. C is going to be the opposite. Now I'm giving you the bill. I want you to solve for how many hours. So in other words, I'm telling you the bill is 316. I'm asking you to solve for the number of hours. So in other words, treat it like you have your two sides. Subtract 30. Subtract 30. So now I'm going to have, 286 equals 26. And now simply divide by 26. Divide by, this is a 286. Divide by 26, and I should end up with 11 hours. All done. Cool. All right, so those ones are very, very straightforward. It's bill equals something with a rate and then a fixed fee. And then when I give you one of the variables, solve for the other. Example 2 is a little bit more complicated. I want you to find the price of a senior ticket and the price of a child ticket. But specifically, I want you to create two equations to model this. So what I want you to identify first is I'm asking you to solve for these two things. Well, if I'm asking you to solve for them, what that means is you need to define a variable for them. So in this case, I'm going to say x is equal to cost of a child, and y is equal to cost of a senior. All right. So with that in mind, now I want us to write an equation. So we're going to break this into first day and then second day. So identify that we have two different days. On the first day, there were 3 senior tickets and 1 child ticket, and that totaled up to $38. So in other words, 1 times the number of child tickets plus 3 times the cost of senior tickets should total up to $38. So now I've taken care of the first day. The second day, I'm saying that the total was $52 for 3 senior tickets and 2 child tickets. So once again, I'm going to have something very similar. And now I have two equations. Now I could ask you to do something super terrible and rearrange both of these equations so that you could solve with them, but that's a long and unnecessary process. Some of you might have even kind of reasoned through this one and already solved it. So when you look at these, the whole thing I want you to understand is you have two equations, now use them. So let's say we go to a graph. And I've entered my two equations. Notice how they cross at the point 14.8. So if we go back to our paper here, the point of intersection of these is 14.8. Remember, this is x, y. Well, I already said that x stands for the cost of a child ticket. And y stands for the cost of a senior ticket. And that's it. So by writing two equations, entering them into the graph to find their point of intersection, we immediately solve this problem. No really painful solving necessary. All right, so keep that in mind. You'll have very similar problems. Problem 9 is going to ask you to think slightly differently. My suggestion is find your slope. That should be enough of a hint. Let me know if you have questions, and good luck.